Alright, all. This is Ty. This is my Nightblade Build. And I've had a couple people ask me about my build, so I figured I'd go ahead and do this, make it short, painless as possible. I'm going to start off with my gearing real quick. I got 2 Engineer Guardian. Right now they're both heavy, which 5 medium, 2 heavy actually kind of works for me. I don't know if it worked for anybody else, but I mean, to each his own. Right now I need one more ring of the Two-Fang Serpent. I went with this over the ring of the Shadow Walker, just on the simple basis that my stats are just all around better this way. And honestly, if anybody has ever used the 3 set of this set, they will pretty much attest to the fact that it's priceless, especially when you're fighting multiples and it's really fast paced and you're hitting people really fast, really hard. You'll notice a huge DPS increase, but that's in my opinion. But I want all 3 pieces of jewelry, that way I can run it with both my bow and my 2-hander at the same time, instead of being just, because I've got the sword, I've got the necklace, I've got the ring, but I'm not a dual wield user. Anyways, back to this over here. I got 2 in the skirmisher, the recovery. I got 3 over here in the air, more recovery. I've got recovery, reduction cost. This is actually my filler ring right now, is a Ravager. And I'll switch over to 2-hander. I get my 2 item set bonus because I am running a Ravager Greatsword. This is weapon independent, so to be honest, it really doesn't matter what weapons you use. But really, to be honest, in my opinion, I think if you were to run a Nernhoden weapon and or a master weapon, it would actually fit the best in this, which I still need to work on getting a master weapon myself. So I've been doing a lot of testing and everything, seeing what works, what doesn't work for me. But then again, I did build this around myself. As far as what I use, pretty much the same as Cypher here. I mean, if anybody knows any of his, well, to be honest, it works. You really can't get around it. It does. It works, and it works very well. This, however, can be switched out with the other morph, which I have used. I go back and forth. I haven't decided which one I really like yet. The other one is priceless. It's like a trap that you set on the ground, and it takes half a second to drop as you're running. And especially as a getaway tool, priceless. If you're trying to get up on top of something, like you drop it, you get up there, you wait for them to come stealthing through to hit it, because a lot of people are not going to expect that. I don't care if it has a graphic on the ground or not. People are going to run through it. People are dumb. They're going to run through red. That's just what they do. And then you pretty much annihilate their ass at that point. So, it's all on your preference on how you really want to, run this build. But that in itself, I run food. I don't run my recovery drinks. I got plenty enough recovery right there, really, to be honest. But plenty of stam. I got a decent amount of health, and my magic is actually pretty damn good. As far as compared to what people are running when they're running this, they're not running any magic because they're only running about 8k, which really, that's one more stealth, or you know what I mean. It's not going to make a huge difference either way. But weapon critical really ain't much on my 2-hander. It's okay here, but this is more of a survivability move around temp. Recovery, sustainability. As far as these go, these are all negligible as far as what people want, what people like. There's 100 different ways. Right now I'm starting to dump points in the bow. I do a lot of light attacks as fillers, especially when I'm trying to reapply my dot and then dive back in with my 2-hander. This is basically for my incapacitation strike. I've actually noticed a difference with it. Some people say they don't. I actually have. I'm hitting people anywhere between 11 to sometimes I crit up to 17k. I don't understand how I do it, but I do. I've damn near almost one-shot someone with an incapacitation strike. So it is what it is. I only put 10 points into this because that's where I'm getting my hugest gains out of it. Other than that, you really don't see much past that, and I'm not going to put any points into that until I get other shit taken care of. To be honest, I think the physical attacks, the reduction in basically bypasses their freaking armor and helps you bypass your armor, so armor piercing. So I actually see more gains out of this than I do out of this as far as DPS standards go. Just as a food for thought. Basically, I mean, I had to get my 30 for that. I rolled dodging a lot, and let's be honest, medium armor, not much spell resist, and so I mean, really not much armor factor anyways either, especially compared to damn heavy the way it is now. So, I mean, pretty much self-explanatory, I guess. Reduction in a lot of Sorks out there. This actually helps a little bit, especially if them running Destro Staff. It helps a little bit more. Werewolf, so I mean, it helps a little, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, more so if you were a vamp, I guess. But over here, a little bit into that, just on the simple fact, reduce my stealthing and my there's only 3 magic abilities I even use, so I mean, if it reduces a little bit, I mean, that's win-win, I guess. Very minimal reductions out of this. You get more of it out of your rings, really, to be honest. So, and I'm actually thinking about dropping one of my enchants as far as recovery, just for a little bit extra on my stam reduction. However, I am looking at the Vicious Ophidian set, which I'm actually trying to get currently, because in my opinion, I think if you could fit the 3 set of that in there with the reduction cost and the speed boost it gives you, I mean, win-win. I'm just saying, winning. Something to keep in mind for everybody, the Vicious Ophidian, look it up, and it's actually super badass set, especially if you were to try to fit it in with this build. Mimcalf, stamina recovery, all the way right there. That should be enough said. I'm actually putting points into tumbling now, which I get one more I'm going to put into there. I like to hit even 10s. I don't know why, but I do. And then next after that, I'm going to point dump the shit out of this. Really priceless. I roll dodge so much that I needed this more than I needed this just yet, and I needed the other things for sustainability. So now I'm coming back over to actual defensive stance of which one I really wanted more, and winning. But I mean, I'll have this up to 10 in a heartbeat, no problem. And that's pretty much that. But I mean, to each his own as far as that stuff goes. But I mean, all the abilities here pretty much same as Cypher, really. I mean, I've not found much of anything that really works out as good. And I switched back between ambush and my crit charge, just based on where I'm going to be fighting at. That has a lot to do with it. I'm going to be fighting on a lot of rocks. This is what's going to be in there, because there's no pathing needed for that. I get right up there to them or down to them. I don't have to have that pathing that the crit charge has, because if I have stuff in my way, I can't crit charge your ass. I mean, so it just depends on where I feel like I want to fight that day, and that's what I'm going to end up putting on there. But other than that, not much else changed. Incapacitation strike, your normal rally, fear, surprise attack, your executioner, magnum shot, poison injection, which I might add, I had that crit for 12k the other day and just annihilated a dude. I mean, like, took half his life in one crit. I mean, I'm just saying that freaking ability is the shit. Always keep it up. Double take. They can't hit, less they hit you, less damage you have to take, less you have to try to heal yourself. Dark Cloak, enough said. Fighting against freaking people that toss dots on your ass, that's priceless. I use this every time to time, but I mean, when I do use it, I like to make sure people are kind of clumped up. Dump it on them and fear them, and and then start swinging Executioner. But that's about it for me right now. So
shepherds we shall be, for thee, my lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from thy hand, our feet may swiftly carry out thy command. So we shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with souls shall it ever be. Numine Patriot Filii, Spiritus Sancti.